Hello again, music gamers. I'm back. Oh crap! I forgot to change the. I forgot to change the video. So those of you who are watching us on Twitch, either the recording or the YouTube recording, you might notice that it still has the same video from last time. Whoops. Anyway, I'm back. I'm here with the crew. AJ's here too. I'm sure you heard him just now.
Cough.
Nice cough. It's all good, bro. Anyway, yes, you are now listening to the Georgia Music Gamers podcast. This is your premier Georgia music game podcast. I know we have a very specific niche, but this is your host, Cyber. Thank you again for listening. I know it's been a few months. The holidays have come and gone. Happy New Year, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys had a good time.
Feliz
Merry
Navidad.
Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa for the one dark-skinned person in our chat here.
What the hell is Kwanzaa?
Well, that's not the topic of our show. I'll explain to you after the show's over.
The topic of our show is Kwanzaa.
It's not Kwanzaa.
First question: what is Kwanzaa?
For those who are joining in, we are a Kwanzaa stream.
So yeah,
Kwanzaa stream,
we're,
champ.
we're obviously overdue for a podcast. Anyway, thanks to our in-studio crowd, of course. Always a pleasure to have you guys here listening and participating. So what are we going to talk about? I mean, it's been a while, right?
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
You might have noticed by now that the topic of the show is eat sports. It's kind of it's kind of an inside joke, I guess, with our Discord.
Sports.
The original purpose of the show, or at least my initial thought, was we were going to talk about kind of like a gamer's guide to food in Atlanta, I suppose, because we tend to do lots of events. I mean, I say lots. I mean, semi-frequently we'll go out as a group in the southeast, in the Atlanta area, to go out to go get food at like Korean barbecue places, and there's a moniker that we go by, the group. We refer to ourselves as the Garlic Squad, and that's a Vincent Kim's Squad Up. And but then we started thinking about it, and Kevin, as usual, our resident memester, came up with a great idea talking about like, what about the recent tournaments that we've had in the past couple months, and he brought up a good point. Raj happened over December, and we've got a good amount of high-profile tournaments coming up, including something that's happening in Texas that I keep hearing about, as well as there goes the Garlic Squad logo for those of you watching, and as well as the Konami Arcade Championships, which are around the corner. So we'll talk mostly about tournaments and stuff like that, and then if we got time at the end, we'll discuss a little bit about food, because I like food. I don't know about you guys, but food's my I'll die if I don't eat food. Anyway,
Food is really good.
whoa, I got some static there, but okay. Anyway, we will start by talking about Raj at the Garage. It was a tournament in, well, yeah, I guess it is a tournament, right? Like
A collection of tournaments at a sort of.
it was at the Columbus Hotel, right? What was it?
Hyatt
I
Regency.
believe the Hyatt Regency.
The Hyatt Regency, right? And so a bunch of people from all over the place came to it. It's run by our good friend who runs Tokyo Attack. And it started off really small, like literally running out of someone's garage, and now it's happening at it's essentially convention size at this point, which is really cool.
I believe the final numbers were, I think, 700, 780 something plus entrants that were actually physically there, but over 800 that actually registered either on site or online.
Right. Yeah, which is way more than what he was expecting. I think he was expecting like half that number, which is crazy.
We had more orders of Bagman's powerful chicken than we did expected attendance.
Yeah, it's amazing. For those of you who weren't there, Bagman's chicken is a meme, but it's also really good from what I understand. I've never had it, but
It is pretty powerful.
I guess you'll have to
Yes, it
go
is.
there. You'll have to go there to actually try it out. So that happened. A few of our actually a few of the people in the audience went there, right? We have
Right.
Kevin and Julian, aka
Hmm?
Max Ninja. I guess we can start with Kevin. If you want to tell us what your involvement was and what your experience was, and then after that we can let Julian chime in for a bit as well.
So I ran a panel, and so did Julian. Julian may have noticed me in my silver tuxedo, so I don't think either of us went to each other's panels, so we're both kind of jerks like that. I guess I earned that one for myself, because once I saw his picture, like, he's the one who ran the DDR panel after MCAT's panel, and I didn't stick around for that. Shame on me. Basically, I was there obviously for the tournaments. I entered Ace, DDR Ace Extreme, and Pump It Up. Tournaments were very big in scale, very much in keeping with the Raj. Way more than anyone expected. I have to give props to the tournament organizers for dealing with way more than they intended, because they couldn't leave a game for the entire day and then some. But ultimately, it's going to be something that has to be solved in the future. What Julia and I mostly dealt with were panels of some sort. I was also in the Dance Evolution tournament, so a little bit of overlap there, because my panel went over pretty much every song that has appeared from Dance Mania or other rhythm games that has a either para or tech para routine, goes through that in 1 hour, which of course included all the para routines in the Dance Evolution game. In terms of actual participation, not great, except for the Dance Evolution block. Those are the ones people knew. The funny thing is, I heard later, from people at the airport, people in the Discord, everyone liked the idea of it, but no one felt like embarrassing themselves with routines they didn't know. So that was good information to take, because Bill and I had always planned to do something like that at MomoCon, and now we know that is a bad idea. So for next year, and Bill is planning to go, I think, next year or I guess this year for Raj, it will be a class. It will not be we expect you to know 40 routines sort of thing.
Yeah, I was going to say that might be a better approach to the idea. Because then people
We're
who
still
are
doing
Who cares? Just push it harder. Just push it really harder on people. You will
at this
learn
point,
now. Push it harder.
people might just show up because most of the Dance Evolution crowd now knows me as the guy who somehow had 3 outfits for a tournament that should have only had me play 2 times. By the time I had to do my 3rd song for Dance Evolution, which was "Give Me a Big Beat," the judge is like, "Did you seriously just go on Amazon and find and search, of course, hey, give me a big beat jacket?" No, I just
Kevin also cosplayed as Vincent, from what I understand.
Yeah, I actually had 4 cosplays for this event, which is kind of insane. I was doing Vincent / Rage from DDR Ace, but I still don't have his fly freeze arrow pants. And then I did David. He is the black guy from Dance Evolution. Yes, he has a name. He wears a silver tuxedo while doing Super Samurai. So I did that for both Parvent and Dance Evolution. Sho Kohinata, who I've done it multiple times at conventions, the guy with the orange pants who does Daisuke. And then David again, but with his camo hip-hop outfit for Give Me a Big Beat.
Oh, nice.
So I think that was enough to at least get me the top 5, and then I choked super hard on Give Me a Big Beat, and then I got 5th.
Well, all in all, would you recommend the event to a person who's into music games? Who would you recommend the event to?
Honestly, so the thing I was scared about mostly is I went with one of my good friends who's not really in the music game scene. He's sort of into fighting games, but not even that competitively. And I was worried that he wasn't going to have fun, because it is demanding some level of obsession with rhythm. But he said he just had fun discovering all these games he didn't know about. So I could actually even say I recommend this to anyone who's interested in games they haven't played before, who are interested in novel ideas they haven't seen before. I know a lot of us would be going because we're already familiar with a lot of these games, but if you aren't familiar, it's just an entire weekend of discovering stuff you've never seen before, and that in its own right can be very interesting. He appreciated it.
Solid. Well, I appreciate you, Kevin. So.
Oh, thanks.
All right, let's hear from you, Julian.
Right. So yeah, I've heard about Roger the Garage for a while, like pretty much around the time when they started moving out of the garage and then they went into like bigger venues, and then they went into, I think last year or the prior year they had it at one of the water parks in Ohio. Not the good one, not the Kalahari. It was
John
the
says the Roach Motel.
yeah, the Roach Motel basically. And I've always been wanting to go to Raj, but I've never really had the opportunity until last year or 2018. And I finally went, and oh my god, it was insanity. Like I never honestly imagined mostly be just dedicated to like rhythm games and rhythm game tournaments and the rhythm game culture. Because as much as other events have tried, we've either had it at like round one or arcades, and they'd either be just for solely for one tournament, or they would be multiple, like a multi rhythm game tournament. But it wasn't to the scale of how Raj went. I'm pretty sure that there were some tournaments there that actually had their biggest, their biggest entrance, like ever, like in the U.S. I believe it was 2DX, UB, and Pop Music had like the biggest turnouts that it's like any tournament has ever had in the U.S. It was really nuts.
We had like 21 people in the Dance Evolution. I didn't even know there were that many people who cared.
But
It was
like that's the magic of like getting everybody together in the same spot, though, right? Makes it easy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I even met a lot of players that I think came either from like different parts. Like I'm pretty sure there was somebody there that might have been like a foreign exchange student that was like living in the U.S., but he played rhythm games, and we friended each other on Facebook, and it was crazy. Oh, and I also got to meet somebody that I've been talking to for the longest time. I believe you guys know Sammy, right? Or Lauer, from London.
Sammy. The
Oh, I know her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's yeah, like she actually I don't know how, but she actually was at Raj, and I finally met her for like the very first time, and it was crazy. Yeah, it was basically for me the whole weekend was just getting to meet a lot of my friends that I haven't seen either for like a few months or for years. And I also did a panel which was the thank you for playing celebration of 20 years of DDR basically, and I have the full panel recorded. I had it co-hosted as well with Barry. I don't know if you guys know who Barry is, but he's quite the character, but he definitely made the panel a lot more interesting than when I did it for Holiday Matsuri. And what we basically talked about in the panel was just a lot of what DDR was, how it basically started out, and also what it gave to the community, at least in the US. We talked about some of the tournaments that happened, the tournaments that aren't here with us at the moment, and the tournaments that are going to be coming up soon or are currently being being played time being. And there's we also talked about like some of the movies that came out, the websites, and also the health benefits of playing DDR as well. And it was a fun event. I think we were one of the only, like maybe one of the few events that actually had like a big attendance inside a pretty small, medium-sized panel room. So
That's cool. Well, you said you recorded it. Did you already upload it already to YouTube?
I am actually working on that right now.
Oh,
And
come
hopefully
on.
I should be able to. Yeah, hopefully I should be able to get it up sometime this weekend.
All right, great. Well, if you get it up, be sure to share it, and I can always, mention it on the next show so people can check it out.
All
And
right,
we
will
can't
do.
forget the brilliance that was the how minions changed my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, I saw footage from that. So shout outs to Patrick, I guess is his name. Is
So
that?
I'm gonna break my silence real quick just to say I saw the video of that and that looked like a dumpster fire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is in the best way possible.
It's totally like that guy is amazing in all the wrong ways.
Believe it or not, he actually did this panel way like a long time ago. I think this was for the first Colossal Con, and like it was actually very low. Like from what we saw at the Raj panel, The Raj panel was way more intense. Like he didn't pull out like his belt and then grab somebody to like start whipping him in his ass while like Egoism 440 was playing in the background. Oh my god, it was
he called it the try to sing version.
pretty much.
Try to sing. Oh god. Yeah, I don't have that that video on hand. I should have gotten it. I'm sorry, but I'll try to find it. Zanzibar, since I know you were.
It sounds wild. Oh my god.
The
I think he actually has the full panel uploaded on his YouTube. Yeah.
okay, good, great. Oh, so that's the old one. That's the classical one. But you could still watch that and get a sense of what kind of happened. I saw him post some links on Facebook, which were all amazing. Okay, great. Well, so how about you? Would you recommend Raj?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt in my mind. I'm really hoping and crossing my fingers that I'll be able to make it for this year's Raj.
Look at that. Oh, Jeff Bezos. All right, well, I'll have to save that for later. Okay, so real quick, for this next segment, we're going to talk about upcoming tournaments and all that stuff. I'll mention briefly. Vincent is mostly the gatekeeper of like announcing these types of things, but I will mention them quickly and then we can go over them in more detail. +2 on Block, which I just heard about this. This is a data FGC event. They normally host fighting game tournaments, but
Yes.
they also are including a dance game. Is it Pump or DDR or both?
It's Pump.
It's Pump because you are in Pump country.
We are in Pump country, and this year marks the 20th anniversary of Pump.
That's right. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because in less than a week? Is that what I'm
Pump,
hearing?
Dos Equis, get your glasses up.
Yeah. It's later this month.
It was later this month. Okay, so we don't have an exact date.
Well, it's hitting different regions first. Like Indonesia's having their key release event next Saturday, and then on the 18th, Mexico's having their event. So it's only a matter of time until it starts hitting American distributors here. I'm guessing that's going to be the end of the month.
So what we are talking about, of course, is Pump It Up.
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis, the most interesting dance game.
Will forever call Pump It Up XX Dos Equis.
XX.
Get your glasses ready. Everybody pour one in for Pump It Up.
Everybody jump. Everybody pump. Everybody play Shake Your Rump.
And I mean, Vince works on some Pump It Up games.
I worked on Infinity.
For those of you who don't know, but the reason why I'm bringing him up is because you've got you were involved in a song, were you not?
Yes, I was indeed.
But you're not allowed. Oh yeah, I guess you can't really show the original video, can you? Huh?
I can't show the original video, but you can just look up Kimchi Fingers and listen to the song from there. Our plan for the original video, I can say, however, is we're waiting until like Indonesia has the release event, and that way I can get permission. Again, I'll ask my project manager, and then hopefully later this month we'll be able to release the original video.
Yeah, I've seen this video and it's amazing. So I mentioned previously, Garlic Squad. So the Garlic Squad is featured in the video, which is amazing.
We're all a bunch of food mobsters.
Yeah, it's great, and Vince sings in the song. It was composed by our dear friend DM Ashura, aka DM Music Man, aka or BKA Bill Shillito. He's a
DM McPickles.
DM McPickles.
Our math professor.
Dr. Mr. Yifera. Dr. Math. He's a great man. And so the song's in there, but the original video as produced, I'm assuming Kevin had a hand in that because he threw in the Stonecrest logo.
Yeah, Kevin here produced the entire video, so yeah, we had a portable green screen at our largest Garlic Squad gathering at a Korean barbecue.
Man, I can't wait to. Yeah, they closed because of the Garlic Squad shut them down. Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately,
sorry, ex-Korean.
unfortunately, the Korean barbecue place that we went to to take those pictures is now, well, it's not closed. I mean, it still exists. It's just now a sushi place, unfortunately.
Absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah.
It's because the deals were too good.
It exists as a memory.
We gave them too much money, and they decided they couldn't handle it.
Yeah, basically what John said. That's actually perfect. Thank you.
Unfortunate.
SMH my head.
But in any case, yes, the Data FGC event is happening. It's actually happening very soon, January 12th. That's
Yeah,
not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
it is next Saturday. It's gonna be held at this new esports place downtown, Midtown. Apparently, it's in the same building that Wirt was telling me. Another Bell Street burrito.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what's that about?
So he posted the information on when it was or where it was going to be, and it's like I know that address. That's Bell Street Burritos, like Prague Street, except it's a different suite, I guess.
So the tournament's being
So,
held in a burrito store.
Yes,
it's not in the. I mean, it's in a building that houses a burrito store.
we're all gonna get burritos afterwards.
Yeah, totally.
Burrito Squad.
Do you serve
Bring out
burritos?
the Mexicans.
Well, do you serve burritos at Bell Street with garlic?
We have garlic for tamales,
Order some
but that's it.
order some tamales, bro. Garlic Squad.
It's only on
Tamales.
only on Friday. Push your date back a day, and then you can get them.
Awesome. All right, but yeah, pump it up, double X, couple weeks. Go to that tournament, +2 on block. Next tournament. People call this one a big deal. 3D.
Pretty big deal.
In
It's the
Grapevine,
Smash
Texas, Grapevine
tournament.
Hills.
Everybody get ready for Smash. Wait, no.
No, it's no Smash. This is
It's the big deal 3D on March 29th, 31st, 2019 at Round 1, Grapevine, Grape.
so the Texans are running this one.
Yes.
I wish KBH was here. I guess he's the only official Texan in the server. Well,
Yeah, he's running Sound Voltex.
he's running Sound Voltex.
As
Worst
far as
game
I-
ever.
So for people who are in the music game community, well, specifically the Music Game Hell Facebook group, all the Texans have been memeing this like a lot, and it always ends in some variation of, "Oh, that sounds like the Big Deal 3D March 29th through the 30th." You know, they just copy and paste and quote the whole thing over and over again. So I feel kind of stupid for promoting this, but because I know a lot of the people who are running it, I actually will encourage you to go. What's special about this one is a bunch of people are going. Like a lot of people. Like I don't think it's Rod's numbers because it's being held at around 1, but some of the turnout, like the number turnouts, are pretty high. Okay, so John mentioned Toshiya 1048. 1048, the creator of everybody's favorite 2DX hand thing, hand playstyle. I don't know if this is confirmed. Like people are saying that so 1048 is one of the best Japanese 2DX players, and he's so famous in fact that his DJ name became the name of a playstyle that is very popular and recommended to players who play the game. The people who are running the event have posted that supposedly 1048 is coming because he's on the entrance list. However, when pressed for questioning, there was not a whole lot of follow-up proof. So I guess it will be determined whether or not he's actually coming. I've asked a few people. Some people are convinced. Some people are just like, oh, this is obviously fake. So I guess if you were coming in the first place, good for you. If you weren't coming and you were coming just to see 1048, temper your expectations a little bit, but I guarantee you that'll probably be a good time. And again, we've had a couple of people here who have been to previous events, including AJ. AJ's been there since the beginning. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the flavor of this particular event, AJ?
Well, it's pretty much whatever the Bemani at round one, just tournament. Run through that. The first year I went there, I only really participated in DDR because I didn't play anything else. It's pretty much just a fun time. I really don't remember anything else other than that. It was a lot of just playing, waiting, and eating, and memeing around. Like that's really all I remember. Now I feel flustered. I can't remember anything.
Well, you said you went to the first two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you enter anything?
Well, yeah, the first one I played, I entered in DDR. The second one I entered in DDR. I tried Voltex, but my email didn't come through, and there was like a 20-person line for the two cabs. Ridiculous. 3X, Voltex, DDR, Dan Evo, and I think that's it because I didn't want to join Pump because I don't play that one. I joined as much as I could.
I see. And would you recommend people come to it?
Yes.
Now, you live where?
Oh, I live in Florida.
So he went for he went from the East Coast over to Texas. It sounds like a big deal to me.
It is. Honestly, it's just a lot of fun, and there's not a lot of tournaments where you can actually like play your actual real profile and up to date like versions of the games per se. Like there isn't. I feel like there isn't a lot of that. That's what really makes it kind of special for me to go. It was just like, ooh, it's real. It's the actual game. Round one, it has a ball pit. But
Dude, I love ball pits.
Yeah. But it's just really a lot of fun just meeting with the people there and eating food. That's really I really don't remember much of the rhythm games. Yes, it is, but I've heard about that.
Okay, well, yeah, it's better than Tumblr, which is not a very high bar, to be honest.
Stop.
With DashCon. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Did anybody else go? Julian, you said
I
you went, right?
Yeah, I actually went to the first two big deals. The first one I went to was actually I could only go on a Saturday. I was in technical training for my basically from what I'm doing as a job now in the Air Force, and I was lucky enough to be able to drive 2 hours from where I was stationed at over to the round one in Grapevine Mills Mall, and it was fun.
In
I think I
Grapevine,
played,
Texas.
and
Sorry.
yeah, it was great. I think I was able to participate in DDR, but just for a little bit, and then I got knocked out. I think after my two first matches, just how everything went was pretty well done. And I told him next year for the big deal too, I'll be coming for the full weekend, and that's exactly what I did. From the first year over to the next year was definitely, yeah, it was eye opening. I don't know if they ever took a group photo from the first event, like everybody that was at the event, but I think they did one for just for DDR players. And comparing that to the full group photo from last year's event, the growth was just exponentially high. This event is definitely looking to be one of the big, like another major multi-rhythm game tournament.
You might say
in the
it's
US.
you might say it's a big deal.
Exactly.
God damn it, Cyber.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm still on the fence about whether or not I want to go. Like, if I went, I probably would not enter a tournament. Would you say it's still fun if you don't enter anything?
Oh, absolutely. You're basically at a round one, so if you're not there for solely just the tournaments or to play at the tournaments, you're still at an arcade. You're at a bowling alley. You're at you can play pool, you can play darts, you can do karaoke. I believe if you register for if you register for the event, you actually get, I think, a 15% discount if you want to recharge your card at round one or at that specific round one. So it actually does benefit you if you actually register for the event, but you don't want to like play on any tournaments or anything.
Okay.
Discount if you want to refill your card with credits on it. So
Okay, so real talk. topic of the show is eat sports. So how close is the nearest Whataburger?
Walking distance.
It's like a 5 to 10 minute walk, slow.
Oh my god.
Whataburger
Like,
is straight garbage.
It's only really far away because there's a highway, but it's really not that far away.
Yeah, I think there's like an it's between an interstate and also like a main like U.S. U.S. highway road wherever. So funny story about that. We on the I think it's the second big deal. I was walking with Dan and Trevor to go grab something to eat like late at night, and for some reason we thought, yeah, it'd still be open. It should be a 24-hour Whataburger. We get there and lobbies closed and everything. And I remember I was so upset about that. But I was like, no, we can still go through the drive-through. But it didn't even look like the workers inside were like even making anything. They were just kind of like hiding like somewhere. And we were trying to like look around and see, but like we saw one person pop their head out, but then like they kind of just like went away immediately, and we were like, oh man, this sucks. So we ended up having to walk back, and we just ate at a Steak and Shake instead.
That is shady. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that was absolutely shady.
So if you're gonna get your burgers at the big deal at Grapevine R1 and the Grapevine Mall in Grapevine, Texas, then you need to go early. Apparently, that's what I'm hearing.
Number 15.
And if you want to play games, you can also do that at a discount, and you can also enter tournaments. And 1048 may or may not be there this time. So I think that wraps up our the big deal discussion.
Number 15, Burger King Footlet.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because Vince, you're going to tell me about your event that's coming up.
Wow.
At Dave and Buster's.
That sounds lame. But okay.
This is your event. Don't tell me that. This is happening Saturday at March 2nd, 2019. And what's it called?
Show me your moves. Because I am very creative.
I mean, is that how the announcer says it? Come on.
Wait, what?
Say it how the announcer says it.
What do you mean?
Oh, come on. Doesn't no one remember how to say it?
You need to show him your moves yourself, Hector.
Move body.
That move body. Oh, damn, that was a missed opportunity.
Show me your moves.
Thank you, Kevin.
There we go.
Resident
you
meme
mean
star.
that one?
That's Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one everyone's referring to. I don't think anyone actually knows the original one.
Show me your moves.
Anyway, it's a tournament, right? It's a dance game.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is a DDR A tournament, or B. We don't know what's going to happen after KSC. As far as we know, at this very moment, it's going to be Ace. And, yeah, no, this is, it's been a hot minute since we've had our last DDR Ace tournament. It's been like, let's see, Yada 2, or no, Yada. Wow, it's been like 2 years since our last Ace tournament. It's been a while. But no, this is also a big opportunity for me to be able to give back to everyone in the Atlanta scene for all the love and support given over the years. It should be a pretty fun event. As far as the tournaments go, yes, what I said, we need an all-you-can-eat tournament. Eat sports. So originally I wanted to get in a lower singles and adult and like a higher singles, but you know, we were talking about this in this lovely server, and it seems like more people were interested in a doubles tournament as opposed to a lower singles. So for DDO, we're gonna have singles, and I'm actually much more excited for doubles because I'm biased. And side tournaments, I guess I can do DJ Match. I'll have to look into the room that we're gonna be in again to see how to figure out power setups and stuff. But we are being given Dave and Buster's biggest party room. Fortunately, I don't have to pay that. They're giving that for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really nice.
So all we gotta do is just get people to pay some sort of fee.
So yeah, fees are as
pay
follows.
For food and drink if you're gonna eat at the
event. $10 singles, $5
yeah,
doubles.
That's what I have proposed to management. I haven't Yeah, it's pending right now. So, but hopefully I can at least keep 10 because I know the California tournaments is like 20 or 25, depending, and it's
Really? Oh my goodness.
kind of don't want to deal with that. Yeah, I think they got in meal vouchers for that, so we haven't really discussed about that. But I mean, I'm also really expecting this to be more of a Atlanta local tournament. Like from my understanding, like when we talked about the big deal, I think right now, and what I think has always been, they've either been 50-50 on like out of state attendance and like in state attendance.
Yeah.
But it seems like at this very moment, like with the registration and numbers, they seem to be getting a lot more people attending from out of state as opposed to like getting Texas locals in.
Yeah, Big Deal's
Show
kind
me your
of
move.
Big Deal's kind of like more of at this point, because they're doing so much freaking marketing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be like a much larger
So
tournament.
it's all that Whataburger.
It's the Whataburger.
The Whataburger.
All right, well, cool. Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, Show Me Your Moves is meant to be local. If we can get more local, that'd be neat. They special events has told me if this event is successful, which I have high hopes it will to an extent. They are interested in doing more in the near future, so we'll just wait and see. We'll just see what happens. In the meantime, be prepared to stomp on some arrows. Just have fun with people. Meet the Ed Boys Club. I'm sure Kevin can provide more insight on the Ed Boys Club.
Kevin,
and yeah,
Boys
Kevin,
Club represent.
What's the Ed Boys Club? I'm curious.
So the joke is that there's a group of players within Georgia that we were talking about whether we wanted to lower an upper bracket. The Ed Boys Club consists of all people who are too good for a lower bracket, but too bad to go anywhere decent within an upper bracket. And as we found out with the Everyone Can Fantastic Attack, even if you have 3 divisions, we actually managed to still fall in between 2 of them. No matter how many divisions there are, the Ed Boys Club will always fall in between 2 divisions.
Okay.
And within our chat room, we kind of agree it consists of Cozy, Den, me, Blake, and Yang, Fat Man, as I'll call him, Yang, whatever. I've butchered his real and fake multiple times now. But we're all pretty close in that general area of the Boys Club.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you
Get
for
good.
explaining. Thank you for explaining the joke.
Get good or get out.
That's what John is saying. He does not espouse to divisions and tournaments.
It's okay. You can join the doubles tournament because that doesn't require a qualifier, and everything's gonna have to be done gauntlet style anyway.
I thought you were gonna say that doesn't require skill.
Oh my god, doubles require skill.
I was like, man, that's gonna be a hot take, Vince. Don't say that.
Drum Mania is a required skill.
Awesome.
That's fair.
All right, so one more thing. Storm at CEO. That's
Yes.
happening June 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Yep.
Daytona, Florida. You can play DDR there. It's a fighting game tournament traditionally, but yeah, like what are you gonna say, Vince?
We're gonna be seeing an attack from Tokyo at Storm.
Right, yeah. Anthony apparently worked something out with the tournament organizers, and so they're bringing a bunch of games there, so that'll be fun. So anybody who's local to Florida should probably show up at that. I think anybody who plays games in Florida, I think, is aware of CEO. But if you're not, of course, register. They have a Facebook page, CEO 2019. Check it out if you like dance games, music games. I heard it was actually pretty good this previous year.
It was memorable, to say the least.
The reflex.
Yeah, the reflex.
Oh god, yes, I remember that on the stream.
He's a lonely child.
Yes, I heard something about that. I don't know the details, but I heard it was played a lot. So
it was the qualifiers.
Okay, that explains a lot. No. All right, and so yeah, John mentioned it. I was saving it for last because it's probably the biggest thing.
Chris for life.
KAC, Konami Arcade Championships. It's big. Well, it's big in Japan. I like Japan. I don't know if you heard about that.
Big in Japan.
Let me tell you something a little bit about Japan. Konami's running their yearly, 8th at this point, 8th KAC. Here's a Japanese website. It's got a picture on it. This is like a big deal only because of American players playing DDR. Japan has pretty much given up DDR as an EAT sport, and it is completely run over by foreigners. They must attack the foreign devil. Let's see what wacky rule set they make up this year to disqualify the American players. Corn loving Baikoku, bunch of foreigners. Anyway, but yeah, KC is like, it's the closest thing that we're gonna get to like an officially sanctioned Konami. I mean, it's realistically, it's a marketing and advertisement thing for Konami arcade games, and so because you can't actually win any money in Japanese arcade or Japanese tournaments, from what I understand, they have like archaic gambling laws and all sorts of stuff. So this is run by Konami. It's taking place in the Japanese Arcade Entertainment Expo, and it usually does every year, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of like a side show. So yeah, it's meant to advertise. Generally speaking, why we pay attention to it nowadays, anyways, because they recently allowed, or as of last year, or even the year before, yeah, past 2 years, they've allowed players from other regions, specifically Americans, to enter the tournament because we have DDR Ace, and DDR Ace is technically connected to the internet. So that has been our foothold to allow players such as Chris, who is one of the most, I mean, is it safe or fair to say he's the most famous DDR player right now?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, Chris Kike or Chris Chike, sorry, Chris Cheeky.
Corn.
You wanna do that again? Oh Jesus.
Chris Cheeky. He is Chris for life. He's a cool guy, really down to earth dude. We were talking about him. Yeah, he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That's it. That's this funny story about that. That was after last year's. Was that taken after he lost his match?
It was when it was pretty much he knew he didn't have a chance at winning. It was like the third to last song or whatever.
The realization struck his face, and it made for an excellent emoji. So we kind of clown on him, but yeah, like I think most of us like him. Like nobody has beef with him as far as I know. Really, really cool guy. So yeah, he qualified. Obviously, like he was the only player to get full Marvelouses on the event song, which is absurd.
And he did it while warming up, no less.
Yeah, like it doesn't make. He's way too good at DDR.
Yeah, he didn't get a video of it because he wasn't expecting to get it.
Oops, just accidentally MFC to 17. It just happens to me all the time.
Whoops. He caught that fire. Caught those hands. So yeah, he's nuts. He'll be there. I guess Jeff is the one who's right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's going again. So Funga. Matt, good effort. I don't think he's going though. From what I understand, he's not planning on going.
No, it's just top 2 of the U.S. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like Hudson and a bunch of other guys went the previous year.
Oh, you mean just traveling to go and yeah,
just to go, just to hang out.
Aren't they also planning another? What was that tournament?
They are. Hudson
Extra
is going to
exclusive.
plan out the super extra exclusive tournament, where players from all over the world can duke it out on DDR in the heart of Japan.
That was really fun to watch last year. Like way more fun than KZ. So at least for DDR, but yeah, that's totally worth keeping up with. Extra exclusive.
It's the most official, unofficial tournament.
Didn't they also do a tournament where like players like would swap games so that like the Sound Voltex player, top player would do DDR against?
There was the Bemani Master Tournament in Korea had something like that. Where like it was like 4 top players that qualified and they all got to pick a game that they were good at, and then there was a user voted game as well, and then all of them had to play all 5 games.
Cho, did you know anything about that? We got Cho.
Yeah, he's the one who linked it.
Oh, that
happened like years ago. It's a cool tournament to watch.
I wonder if he's got a link. If you had the link handy, that'd be cool. I missed that link. But anyway, yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, I don't know about some of you guys, but I've made it a tradition. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Tradition.
I've made a habit of watching it on stream whenever they streamed it, the KAC as it's going. Some guys will probably. Well, the problem with the KAC mostly is time zones, really, and they hold it over the weekend, but it's like the way time zones work out. It's like certain games get played at like 3 in the morning or some ridiculous time, East Coast time. So it can be difficult to watch everything, especially when you're watching the poppin', you know, or like nostalgia and people are like failing out of songs and stuff. But if you can watch only one event, watch the DDR. Support our guys. You know, make it known that we're watching and give them your spirit bomb, Genki Dama. Be cool.
I wish I could definitively say who these people were because they keep changing their names. But the Drum Mania qualifiers, which are still going on until the 7th, are actually really amazing. The last year's winner, who Hekate Matantoyuki goes by several names, he had all but one song excellented 100%, and he was at the top forever. And just recently, he got beat by someone who also has the same 5 songs excellented and just got a slightly higher score on the one he didn't.
Wow.
So the qualifying for that is insane right now. Like, I'm really looking forward to Drummania.
Multiple people with the Los Bos excellent.
Yes, there are 2 Los Bos excellences on just the KAC qualifiers. I don't know how many you've gotten it outside of that.
That's hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, it's that Samba song is the one that they both didn't excellent yet.
That one's tough. That one is ridiculously hard.
It is very hard.
Patterns are Garbo.
Yeah, it's ugh.
So we're now deep in the middle of the Gitadora Power Hour with your hosts,
Power Hour.
Wirt and John.
Dude, I would love to do a power hour of that one of these days. But I'm just plug in the good games, man. Gitadora, both sides actually look like they're going to be really good. The names are great, even though they're only top 4 that are selected for the tournament. I think it's going to be really good.
I certainly hope so. Tatsu's probably going to sweep Poppin. Well, I don't know. Are they doing a Poppin's been in a weird spot lately. Like, it's just like, I feel like the only KSC tournaments I saw for Poppin were like the female leagues. Did they do a male one? I don't even remember.
Yeah, they did one last time.
Yeah, they did.
Tatsu won it.
So,
but Dinosaur actually got like he was actually getting close.
Gave him a run for his
Tatsu
money,
scores.
as the saying goes. Okay, well, cool.
I really liked when they did the Poppin Ojama tournament. I don't know if they still do that, but
no, that will
not in KC.
Yeah. No, they did do it in KC, didn't they?
No, I'm just saying they don't do it anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did do it once. There was an awesome tournament. It was a long time ago, but that was cool.
So if you're listening to the show and you don't know what an Ojama is, which is likely because it hasn't been a thing in Poppin like for a while.
It still exists.
Well, it exists, but you have to go out of your way to like turn it on and stuff. People might not be aware. Well, do you want to explain what an Ojama is, Wirt?
Well, I mean, it's just different things that mess with like the chart of a song. I think one of the more popular ones is like dance, where the character from the song will pop out in front of the notes and do their dancing animation. Or a lot of ones that just change how the note paths travel. Like they'll be like squiggly or in a wave or whatever. I mean, like mods that are in other games, but much more distracting with 9 buttons, I think.
Yeah, it's not. It's a modification, but like in a bad way. Like
like the one that I use is called Trick. Like I use that when I want to get my points to get extra stage, and that randomizes the lane flares, but not the notes. So like
that messes with me so bad. I do not know how you do so well on that.
It's just easy to not focus on it, I guess. But so yeah, like you hit the left white button and right yellow lane will light up or whatever.
They do all sorts of like interesting and things like that. Like if you remember back to DDR, like how it had like wave modifier on certain
Yeah.
Oh
courses.
yeah.
Like that's the basic premise for popping Ojama, but like there are so many more Ojama than there
And they'll
are.
like change.
And they
Like
change
sometimes
like
they'll
yeah.
change too. Like oh my god, some of them are bad. Like there's that one that has like the curtain of notes that
Oh
like
yeah.
covers half the screen.
Oh, wow.
And then you can see the actual notes behind those notes, but it's like, oh, it's ridiculous.
The intent was
It
kind of
just
like
it's super entertaining in a tournament. That's my point.
yeah, yeah. Like they used to be used like for risk reward. I mean, I guess they still are, but they're like risk reward. Like if you clear a song with this Ojama, then you get slightly more progress towards an extra stage or whatever. It's that kind of thing, and or you know you get it's a way to test yourself, but like some of them are like just really goofy. So anyway, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
In the last portion of the show, we got about 10 minutes left, I think. Yeah, it looks about we have about 10 minutes left. This is about Eat Sports, so I it can't be a complete show if I don't shoehorn in the eat part of the equation here. I wanted to do a show, and in hindsight, it's probably better that we relegate this to a small segment. Uh, some recommended places to go eat in Atlanta. I mean, we go to places all the time. I wish Isaac was still here. Is he still here? No, he's gone. Because you know some places. McDonald's, Team McDonald's.
Team McDonald.
Shout outs to Tommy, that boy. But
My
you know,
dad.
we taught yes, the father of Vincent, my son, which makes Vincent my grandkid. But there are lots of places in Atlanta that are good. The resident food master, in my opinion, is not Course K. He's the John Ham. I mean, he loves food so much his last name is Ham, but he's not here right now. So we can't ask him for his advice. But if anybody else who is in here, who is from the Atlanta area, wants to recommend some good places, now that we've lost our K barbecue place, you know, what's that new hot spot that we need to go to, Vince?
There's like three other K barbecue places that I can name off the top of my head.
Yeah, but which one's the best?
Well, if it's we need a place for a large squad because you know our last one at Dragon was like over 40 people. It's either Breakers or Iron Age, and there's like 50 million Iron Ages now in Georgia, as well as like 100 million Korean barbecue restaurants in Duluth alone.
Yeah, but you know the mafia. You have ties with the food trucks. I need you to tell me the best place.
Oh, you want the best? I'll tell you the best place in my opinion, in my personal mafia experience. Should all go to 9292. That is located in Duluth.
9292 in Duluth?
Yes.
9292 Korean barbecue. Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Is this like the Chinese Waffle House?
Dedicated side trays for cheese, corn, and egg, which means it's awesome.
Oh yeah, they have a dedicated tray for that. It's lit.
Look at that.
Look at those dedicated side trays.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that looks actually looks pretty good. I miss K barbecue. All right.
Sounds like you should come up here.
Yeah, I think.
Or we
Well,
should send you stuff down there.
I'm planning on going up there pretty soon. I'll let you guys know when I come up next time. Nothing set in stone yet, but yeah. So okay, all right, fine. We're the Eat at Bell Street Wordle. Where do you recommend to go?
Bell Street.
Maybe you've heard of this place called Bell Street Burritos. It's been ranked best burrito in Atlanta for the past 5 years. And I help make them. And the only person in this Discord that I've seen there is Kaiden and his husband and John's wife.
Are you trying to call people out? Are you trying to call people out here? Like, come on.
I'm just saying, like, you could come get a burrito or something.
Give Wirt your money.
Yes, please.
Can you give us? Can you recommend? Is there a type of burrito that people should be looking for when they walk in there?
I would recommend grilling any burrito that you get. That's one of our like signature things that we're known for. And then we have a few specials that are like our most popular combinations of ingredients. So like chicken and broccoli, pork and green chilies, steak and shrimp. Uh, Other than that, just come eat my food.
Okay, fair enough. And of course, we can't forget our most favorite Korean staple, Waffle House, at the local gas station slash exit on the highway. Stop by sometime. Oh, you're back. Hey, Isaac, do you have a mic? I see you're muted. If you have a mic,
What's going on?
hey, what's good, man?
Not much. Just starting off the new year. I'm back on the grid.
We're talking
What's
about
good to eat?
what's good to eat
in
bro?
Atlanta.
Like Atlanta, or like near like Duluth, or like
What's good to eat?
In
I
the
know
area.
Isaac really
You can
likes
go Atlanta. You can go
Woody's.
outside because we've been talking all over the place.
well, definitely not Cheddar's because Dad doesn't like that.
Thank you.
There's a place my girlfriend took me to for my birthday called Local 3. It was one of those like neat little hipsterish cuisine, I guess. But I thought it was neat that they had this like they're known for their like bourbon selection or something like that. So they had this like big leather bound book of just like all these aged bourbons that were like triple digits in price.
I'm asking for places to eat, and you can tell us a place where you get drunk.
I mean, they had good food too.
What's hold on, I'm looking it up right now. It's the Local 3 kitchen and bar. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I believe, yeah, that should be it.
Look at that food. That's dope.
I'm trying to think. I usually have a bunch of places on deck, but
Well, that's what I was hoping for. Like you and Tommy usually have some good places. Can you recommend the Counter? I heard good things about that place.
Well, we don't ever talk about the Counter. We don't know.
it's good enough for Tommy to show up there he goes there as frequently as Tony goes to Six Flags.
There all the time.
Nice emoji.
I don't know how it is now, but I used to work at the Buckhead Diner, and that was always a neat little place to go eat at. But I think the staff has changed, and I think companies all around are kind of just like lowering the quality of food just to make the bottom line. So it's tough, but I did enjoy when I used to work there. That was some good food over there, fairly priced too.
Excellent. Oh yeah, I mean, of course, there's lots of ramen places. If we had to pick,
Yeah, I figured
if we had to pick
everyone
one,
else.
Well, we mentioned some barbecue places, well, Korean barbecue places, and we have burritos, of course. I think Mecca said he said he wanted to talk about one area in Orlando. I mean, it's not strictly Atlanta, but why not? We have a few minutes left, so.
Yeah, I mean, I got two places. One place that we frequent to in Orlando is Iziban, which is another Korean place.
Iziban?
Yeah, that one right there.
Oh, I've been there before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
So fun.
This isn't a food place, but oh, sorry, go ahead. You said you had two.
Yeah, it's real fast. Iziban is really cool. One place I don't recommend is Super Saiyan. I'm pretty sure you've heard of it by now on countless social media outlets. But the food there is mediocre.
It's meme ramen.
And yeah, it's not even ramen. It's like pho.
Meme
So it's meme pho. But yeah, no, it's just it's super popular, especially around con times, and it gets crowded, and then you get the food, and you're like, that's it. But another ramen place I do recommend that's like 5-10 minutes down the street is Sapporo Ramen, which is a legit ramen place run by a Japanese guy that immigrated here. Really good, really reasonable prices. Definitely, you expect good ramen from Sapporo.
Awesome.
There's when I went to Orlando, there was some Hungarian some sort of like all you can eat. It almost reminded me of a Brazilian steakhouse. It was like all you can eat meats, but instead of the gauchos coming to you, you kind of walked up to the kitchen area and they kind of cut the meats for you and gave it to you there.
Yo, you gotta walk.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's one Brazilian place where you actually kind of have to walk up that I like to go to on International Drive.
It's like the Knife or something like that.
There's the Knife, and then there's also there's another one I can't remember at the top of my head, but yeah, a few Brazilian places the Fork.
The Fork.
You kid, but there is a bunch of knockoff restaurants called the Fork.
That's awesome.
Take a left at the Fork to get to the Knife.
So I'm not usually one who recommends a bunch of restaurants, but I do like Shoya Izakaya. In Doraville
is lit. Yeah, that place pops off.
Is that where we went to last time, John?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that place was pretty good.
And if you want theatrics, you could go to Kura Sushi.
Ooh, that place is good.
Get your Naruto lanyard.
Wait, theatrics? What? I missed the reference.
I can't. I mean, it's not really the best quality sushi to me, but it is just the whole idea of ordering and the conveyor belt system. I mean,
that right.
That's neat.
Do they do like the gachapon thing, where like if you get a specific colored plate or something?
Yeah, you eat
I've
like
only
if your
ever
table
gotten-
eats like 15 plates total, you get a little prize off from the. It's cute.
I got like 6 things of Wari tape.
Nice.
Their ramen is surprisingly good too.
At the sushi place, it is?
At Kura, yes.
It's all run by the same people, though, right? Like, there's a string of restaurants.
Yeah, it's mainly it came from California, if I recall. So we finally have one in the East Coast, and it's us.
That's
right next to H Mart.
Yeah, the one and only time I ever went to a conveyor belt sushi place was in Taiwan, actually, which was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'd probably go to another one. I think, in fact, we were trying to go to that one that was by the H Mart, but they were too busy or something, so that's why we ended up at the Izakaya, the Shoya place. Oh my God, Naruto!
It looks like the stock photo.
No, that's actually Naruto doing his move. I forgot what it's called.
Maximum drag running.
Of the thing where he splits up into multiple people. The jutsu, something or other.
It's like the clone.
Kage Bunshi no Jutsu.
Yeah, it is that actually.
That one, yes, thank you.
I want
No, that's just
Boruto's
the
bad
run.
lanyard.
We meet again. All right, guys.
That's amazing.
I think it's time to end the show. But anyway, thank you for your recommendations. Hopefully, some people who are, if you manage to stick around this long, which I always appreciate the people who stick around long. You now have
Bell Street.
You got places to eat, including burritos. Wirt will be there. He will make you a burrito. So
that's true.
Anyway,
I will tell Fix to make you one.
Thank you very much for listening. I'm playing the theme song right now. I want you guys to know I love you very much. And the listeners, you guys are alright. No, but really, thank you for listening. Next week, I'm going to be leaving to go to Boston, so I probably won't be doing a show then. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll do a show before I leave, and then the week of Boston, I won't do anything, and then we'll resume a regular schedule after that. So, anyway, this has been your host, Cyber. Thank you again for listening. And everybody say goodbye.
Thank you for playing.
Bye.
Bye.